Okay, well, welcome back again for our third part of the Fippy Darkpaw Time Lock Progression Server Livecast?
Live-ish cast.
Live-ish cast, there we go. I like that.
Extravaganza.
So far we've talked about some of the questions we have pre-prepared. In the meantime, Joel Raijin Sasaki has been taking your questions and writing them down, and he's going to ask some of them of the dev team.
Yep. So, one of the questions that was asked was the toon models. Are they going to be the new or old ones?
For player characters, it will include the new models. It'll be your choice which one you use. For NPCs, it will be the newer models, because it's the same sort of thing. The data has to be shared with the live server, so what we do is what we get.
And which version of Paw? Because I guess there was a couple of different versions, and they want the very specific version.
It's the first revamp of Paw when they bumped it up in level to match the level of the Karanas. So it's not going back to being a Black Burrow dungeon in the middle of a level 25 zone anymore.
Okay, cool. And so there were site disadvantages for humans. Is that going to stay, or is it going to adjust with the expansions, or how's that going to work?
It's not expansion related. There will still be differences between the races. Humans and erudites won't have infravision. Dark elves will still have ultravision, but everything is a little bit brighter than it used to be when we originally launched.
And also for the experience penalties and whatnot that were there, it's still where none of the penalties are in, but the few classes that have a bonus will still have that bonus.
Right, race XP penalties are smoothed out. All of that.
Cool. And soul binders. Will there be soul binders available?
Soul binders are still there in the cities. They were put in later, yes, but there was a good reason for them. And it's not fun to sit around spamming that you're looking for a bind for an hour. That doesn't build community, so we're leaving it. We're leaving those guys in.
They're some of them are happy and some of them are not so happy about that. But
That's
agree.
true.
And is it possible to have the extended target window available?
A lot of those UI box features are locked behind expansions, so they'll only get unlocked as the appropriate expansion is unlocked. That's the way the original progression server worked, and that's the way we've decided to go with it this time as well. Though we could certainly consider changing that if the vast majority of players would prefer to see those UI elements enabled. The map window was an exception because it was actually never locked behind any expansion. But most of the other ones, like the bandolier or the extended target window, those sorts of things are going to be locked until the expansion they were released.
The other really big question that has just come up on the chat is corpse runs. Could you explain how that will work? Are there going to be corpse runs?
As we launch, there will be no corpse runs.
Well, for XP.
Well,
Right, you still need a corpse run for your XP, but there won't be items left on your corpse. We are willing to investigate bringing them back, but they will be the original. If we do bring them back, let me restart that. We plan very soon as we can, to have a poll to see if players really actually do want the corpse runs back, and it will be the original corpse runs where your items are on your corpse, and if you don't get your corpse in 7 days, you lose all your items.
Because there's no shadow rust.
Yes.
I had the unfortunate experience of losing my body halfway across Kunark, and because I wanted those items back, I may have died 8 or 9 times doing that run.
Yeah, I lost my bard in Draconon's Lair. It's great.
yeah.
There is excitement and glee. They want...
Well,
But we really want to do it as a vote to really see if the server really wants that, because that is awful harsh, and it sounds like fun until you really start having to do it over and over again.
Yeah. It's always fun until somebody loses an entire set of armor
Yeah.
or an eye.
And I don't know if you want to touch on the monk fists, but I think Eric knows a bit more about that.
Well, originally, Monk Fists used one set of damage scaling, and it's been made a little bit more aggressive, so that monks do a little bit more in terms of damage now. Which set of tables are we going to be using for?
It's gonna be the same set of data that we have live. So again, it's a global file, so it's shared, and it'll be the same.
Same with, the spells were revamped to do more damage in the lower end a while ago. Those will still be in the newer, higher damage range, which is why those augments are there specifically for the tanks, to help them catch up a little bit.
I certainly remember playing a monk at launch, and the itemization that we've all become used to is not quite there.
Yeah.
So them doing a little bit more damage, I could see as being a significant plus for the monk community.
And we did our best to, tune out a lot of the overpowered things that have been added over time, including, the trade skill stuff that everybody was concerned about is locked until the appropriate expansion when that trade skill was actually changed or those came in to the game.
Okay.
Yeah, we've already mentioned Defiant gear is locked until Serpent Spine at least. The hot zone drops are going to be locked until they get to where that hot zone was enabled, that sort of thing.
Oh, and for those that didn't see it on the forums, out of combat fast regen is disabled until Serpent Spine.
That was one of the questions that actually just popped up.
I'm mistaken.
Prescience.
Or he can read that well.
Okay, well, I want to thank everybody for watching on behalf of the community team here on Sony Online and the EverQuest development team. We're all looking forward to seeing you, and that's why, in case anybody who's watching doesn't know, we've gone ahead and enabled all the accounts for lapsed players in good standing. Anybody who's been lapsed since before January 15th. So you can go ahead, log on, and join us for this exciting adventure. And
Want to say what the range of time is for that?
that goes until the 21st. So it officially started today, although there's been so many accounts to
Right, there's
enable
a lot of accounts.
that it's taken us several days. So some of you might have noticed lighting up a little bit earlier, but we're very excited with all the developments that are going on right now. We want you to join us too. Okay, so thank you very much.